Greetings, join us. Okay, so this is Multidimensional Watchers, the Flower People, and Feline Wars. We'll go into some of the stuff from yesterday. Also, I still remember some of it, but I'm going to jump around a little bit here and there. The cats are here. You can't see. Oh, Fritzy's here. Priscilla's over there sleeping. So yeah, it just rained here, so the energies are like, man, I just want to sleep all day. It's like, geez, it's heavy. I guess it's a good thing. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But before you jump into anything, I'll give you kind of an update where I'm at right now. I can't remember where I'm at right now, so it's hard to come at private sessions. Yeah, the shop here, whatever work. I'm on the 14th, as far as I know. Same situation here. I have webinars tomorrow. I have social network, private, behind the scenes, and a dating site. Okay, so for your support. Okay. So yeah, multidimensional watchers is like a watcher, watcher energies that are slowing us down, you can say. So yeah, I don't think I've ever really addressed that term, probably ever. Today it came to mind. Yeah, it's very rare for me to talk about the watchers. That's basically what I'm getting at. So that shows we're getting somewhere, I guess. But one thing I want to jump into first is the flower people. Yes, so people have actually been flowers and their incarnations have been trees and other realities, and there's a good side and bad side to that. But some of the flower people, like you can have a cat of where am I getting? Yeah, so you have like this real attractive flower that can be poisonous also. So flower people can be very attractive. And some have positive intentions. They always want to be attractive, but some of them can be very venom-like. And you see that probably, everywhere. They kind of like make attractive people make them look bad. Yeah. Anyway, she's busy. I got a distraction. But yeah, they can also, it's just, we're seeing a lot of that here with like really attractive people manipulating society. So if you go look at nature, I mean, we're coming from a human perspective, but if we come from a nature perspective, some of these, people have been, part of nature in previous lifetimes, have been good and not so good. It all depends. Or they feel like they're doing something good and they end up not doing that. And some of these attractive people can become gatekeepers. They're using like a siren type of energy, like sirens from ancient Greece, using their looks to manipulate. So of course we've been going through that forever. And of course that doesn't always mean it's not some people that are like look like ogres, like super ugly and too. And some of that is done intentionally, some of that is just karma, some of that's just their souls coming through. They can't hide themselves, which is a good thing. But that's not always the case. With the flower people, I feel like there's a lot of manipulation here. It just, we're based on attractiveness here, and that's playing a big role in keeping us in prison here. So here to unlock our prison, and it's little by little, it's like thinking outside of what we're normally thinking. There have been people here that are tree people. Of course, people are really big on the Bigfoot, and understood. But what about tree people? We don't hear much about that. Of course, you got a tree everywhere. People looking for Bigfoot, they can't find, but you got trees everywhere. So people aren't always making their connection to trees. And there's good trees and there's not so good trees. Plant people. Of course, it's funny how people are smoking like marijuana. A lot of them used to be plants in their past life. So you gotta take things to the next level. So, I mean, why are some people so holding on to plant? Like they're so big on marijuana. It's like, why are you so big on? I mean, it's not just the drug of it. You have a connection to it. It's like a DNA connection there. Nothing wrong with that. It's just it's good to know what you are. It's just that we come from a human perspective. We're not always seeing things on a different level. And it's difficult because it's not part of everyday conversation. Like some people have been in a chair and things like that or whatever. That's, yeah. Visitation. Let's see if I can get her. Watch it. Yeah, she'll kill me. That's me done on her. She just wandered around. Anyway, enough about that. So another thing is this is not in the title, but also about Atlantis, the feline or the female presence here. It's another thing that's been. Can I see a tail in the background? She's looking for something to play with. About the female energies in Atlantis. So this is another thing I got a glimpse on right before this. Of you have all these females that are protecting Atlantis, like they know what they're doing, they got things all figured out. And we already had Martians here already, but in a good way. They weren't the bad ones. They're like helping us with DNA or whatever. I feel like they're decent. I don't think the pyramids are here yet, but take it for everyone. But you have this female protection, female Atlanteans in a positive way, not in a egotistical take over the world, not yet. But then when you have Martian energy here, that's vicious, like a reptilian Martian, whatever it might be, that wants to have that power that's been developed here. And take it away. It's like you don't deserve that. We deserve it. So they find a way through. They find a way to manipulate the feminine energy, and of course, you see that's another reason why things have been so sexualized here too, or used against us on a sexual nature, is to keep us at a low frequency. Of course, it's obvious, but that's one of the things they're using. And usually, it's just through it's basically Martian beings or Ryan beings, however you look at it. They just didn't care to take the life out of you. Just say, because they have it, because I believe they, as Atlantis and Lemuria became such a higher frequency. Ones that wanted to enslave this planet just wanted that power, and I believe they still have it to a certain degree. They're keeping it shut down, obviously through our minds. But we're here to unlock it, of course. And that comes back. That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it? But that's a good thing. The feline wars, I kind of dabble into that for a second too. The felines. Think of like a society where it's all like human is like the big thing right now, right? At one time, it was an insectoid was a big thing. Another time in the universe is a monster. And now we got the human thing going on. But there was also the feline, the humanoid feline was like a dominant presence, I believe, at one time. Of course, you had the canine too, but a lot of it was the feline. And of course, it helped develop what the human is. At least in there, we're pulling from a lot of that weird energy, but all these different species have their own humanoid ape people. I mean, I feel like before Atlantis, there was a lot of ape or gorilla energy. It still is, I feel. Um, but with the felines and of course, you see genetic engineering with the canines. You see it more with dogs than you do cats. But dogs are always being and breeded and engineered in some ways. You get the pit bull that's a complete psychopath due to DNA and being abused and whatever. I mean, we're seeing genetic engineering done here. Of course, not seeing the human engineering. Well, we kind of are, but we're not really seeing it at a. We're not seeing it like when they're breeding humans and all of that, or they're trying to create a certain human. They're doing that here, obviously, in society through the elites, but yeah, through some of the celebrities that make this stuff known and all that. But the feline energy, the flag is still quite a dominant energy in the universe. Of course, the canine is, I guess they try to prove there's. I mean, I believe most canines don't care. Most of them are just want to hang out, chill out, and not mess with anybody. But there are some felines that just think they're just the best in the universe, like kind of like a parasite version of a feline. Some of them, like really attractive and just really just menacing. There's some of that out there, but we're just with the canine energy. It's like a balance of. It's like kind of going against the feline. Of course, they're balancing each other. You kind of need both of them. Really, when it gets down to it. Of course, that's why you have all these animals. All the animals are balancing each other out. It's like if you don't want them, one will try to dominate the other. And we're coming here to a phase of like unlocking the human on a different level. Well, we're here to retire the thinking that we've been told, from the physical human. Of course, the physical human, the soul be here, the soul live in their world, no matter what. It's no matter how. It feels like no matter how higher dimensional people get, you're still going to have your third dimensional human no matter what. In some form or another, not going away. So you can learn from them. It helps you ground. It helps get clarity. Helps with ego, clearing ego. There's a little bit of everything there. But the Watchers, some of them are, Orion energies. Of course, they'll have them are reptilian. One thing about the reptilians, they only know what they need to know. Just like us, they might be, dictating our reality, but they don't see always the full picture. The hierarchy does, but a lot of them are just as lost as we are. You can say. I mean, their job is to keep us shut down. There's even felines. Yeah, there's felines doing it. There's canines doing it. There's a little bit of everybody. So yeah, the grid around the planet. Of course, there's several of them. Let's see. Yeah, the Watchers are usually on another planet. Normally, like they can psychically connect to this planet, so they're kind of like magicians. They do have usually pointy ears normally, like elf people, to a certain extent. Some of them are kind of like some of the Watchers are kind of. I want to say some might wear a robe, possibly. Jeez, that's pretty intense, actually. I guess it's more of the shadow beings. I mean, some are ghost-like. So yeah, they're just keeping an eye on us, and of course, they're allowing us to open up more. But the Watchers are kind of like timeline time lords. Keeping our timelines shut down or keep us in a certain mentality. But they are allowing us to like. It's like we have our timelines are like a book, and we're allowed to turn a page. We're allowed to change it. It's like a lot of times we're not allowed to do anything. As some people I feel like we're in a bubble, but we are being allowed to know more about ourselves here for some reason. I don't know why now. have all the times. I guess it depends on if you want to see it. If you want to look like you're crazy in front of everybody, or just basically, yeah, we're changing the mentality here. Not on a massive scale because that takes a while. But yeah, going more multi-dimensional, connecting more to these watcher beings. It's possible that these beings are start becoming themselves more known here, at least on a non-physical level. Possibly, I do see some of the watchers like wearing like a robe where they don't show their faces, kind of like a monk, similar to that, but they're flying, something around those lines. Yeah, so what we're here to do is tap into more of the Agarthian energy, make our link back to Agartha, so we're not no longer in this pattern. Of course, it takes a while. Yeah, just little things are starting to unlock. Just obviously, we're not locking into the level we'd like to be, but yeah, we're just connecting to the patterns and knowledge of Agartha to know about our ancestor selves. So Agarthian energy or the elemental energy, look at that. More of that start to come to the surface. Mostly through connections at this time. I mean, they do it through weather. Of course, they have weather wars in other dimensions. Yeah, they don't want us. I mean, you can say, yeah, it's if you become opening up too much, or use weather to shut you down, attacking you, something like that. There's also there's a they're showing me like a prince, like a prince of Agartha, something like that. It's kind of like guarding the earth, you can say. Maybe not always for the best. I've seen this one before. It's like an Orion type of being, kind of an elf being, kind of a ghost-like skin. I can't remember his name, but yeah, they're as we're allowed to. Let's see here. We're not allowed to know too much about ourselves just yet. Not that the humanity is not ready, but it's it's because the ones that hold this knowledge are weaponizing it, meaning that they don't want to let go of this world too soon. So, not that you can't get knowledge, but they're kind of careful what they bring out there. They're also showing like an ancient book, like an Agarthian book. But it's kind of like a magic spell book, but it actually is magical, like something you would see out of a movie. But they're not allowing that. They don't allow magic to be seen here, obviously. I mean, it happens, but they don't allow it to be seen on a physical level. Yeah, things happen just, nonchalantly. Just probably, yeah, like a magical spell book of Agartha, something like that. But there is a like an Agarthian prince. Yeah, like an Orion prince is like he's not good or bad. He's like in the middle of it all. He's like conflicted. He has his own darkness. He makes mistakes, but is also part of our alignment with the earth. Let's see, with yeah, the beings here controlling society obviously know the ignorance of humanity and take advantage of it. They've been taking advantage of it for thousands of years. We're opening up doorways for us to know more about ourselves. So we're unlocking our own secrets here, our own inner Akashic record slowly. Yeah, it has to be because we're not used to it. We're not used to our power here, obviously. You're not used to flying. You're not used to opening up portals. Okay, so maybe some people are used to all that. I haven't met a flying person yet. But we're not really used to it. So we can regain our power, but it takes time because we're just not part of this. It's not that the society is shut down from it. It's just that we're not used to knowing ourselves, which makes sense. Um, so it's like the maturity to allow more of that power to come through, less manipulation on the planet. Well, for certain individuals, maybe not everybody. A lot of the beings, that have caused trouble here are dragon beings, not necessarily reptilian. I mean reptilian, but some of the dragons that are here in Agartha are very powerful. Like really, I mean, realize these are massive beings. Of course, people was like, I don't believe in dragons. Well, they don't show themselves for a reason. Well, yeah, because I'll scare the shit out of people. But it does not mean they don't exist. I mean, it's all through our mythology and all that. Some people, I mean, I've connected to a dragon like once. So yeah, so think of like our one of the like some of the beings that are keeping us where we are is yeah, just very like 7 or 8 very powerful dragon energies. At least that's what I'm feeling. To just like kind of dictating our reality. Um, and this is beyond the alien energy. The aliens don't have that much power here. They do sort of. They might feel like they do, but they really don't. Our Guardians run everything. But they can take out an alien or whatever in no time at all because they don't have the power of the Earth connected to them. They might feel like they do. They're allowed to help us, but even a Garthian beings can't. Yeah, they can't defeat them. It doesn't feel like they can. Of course, there are some aliens connected to the Garthians. Some aliens have become a Garthian-like and join their cultures and all that, so they can connect to the power, but also just to make peace and things like that. But Gartha is kind of shut off from the universe. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to go into detail. It just there's beings in Agartha that are very they just like things the way that they are. They do show like kind of like warlocks, something like that. Warlocks, which is kind of like a warlock. I feel like more of a warlock energy. It shows like a warlock type of somebody dressed in black basically with a book uh, in Agartha. I thought they're getting rid of books. I guess not. Well, Garth is a different energy altogether. I mean, even in the fourth dimension, they can still have books. I mean, we realize this is spell magic and fourth dimensional energies. They can do whatever they want, practically. Yeah. They just have a grudge against humanity. I mean, they're here to, raise humanity, raise it from its infant self. But yeah, we're here to heal the magic. So there's obviously a lot of magic spells going through technologies and everything. Of course, the news media is breaking down, and we can because all the declining ratings, it's going to continue to deteriorate. But more of this magic talk will start to become more a part of society. Eventually, we'll have a more understanding of it. So we're kind of like morphing into this new person being. So people are waiting for alien disclosure, but we're shifting our vibrations to that frequency. So we're just becoming more Garthian, you could say. It doesn't mean you have to go hug a tree or something like that. Just we're just connecting. Yeah, when you connect to higher frequencies, you kind of just slowly you're letting go all this programming and all this nonsense and all that. I mean, it's been many people have been doing this for a long time. They're not really showing how people are going to be letting go of it instantly. It's not like we're going to have an instant transformation, though. But we are actually becoming more Agarthian, little by little. And now eventually have more senses of what's happening here. Like even dragon beings in the skies, you'll feel it. That's a freaking crazy. I mean, not all of them are huge. Some of them are small. I mean, you can imagine that just when you're in your everyday, like you're just minding your own business, doing your own life thing. I mean, imagine people have already tapped into this, but if you're just minding your own business, you already know about there's something else out there, and you feel a dragon energy in another dimension. That's a little bit bizarre. I mean, I've had elf people, a dark elf connected to me. That was fun. It was around me for like 2 days, something like that. I felt his energy. I can't remember what I tapped into, but anyway, that's something you forget. It was just, I didn't know they existed. It was not, well, now I know. I guess it doesn't matter how this showed up, but yeah, it's like, yeah, there's obviously dark elves and positive elves, but yeah, I feel like we're just going more into a Garthian reality. And that's what the energy from the Watchers, like we're, you know, something to do. Yeah, so obviously, so many different beings from other universes. It's like you're. So think of like the other planets that are around us, and they're kind of watching us, like we're in the field, like we're in the football field, and all these other planets are watching to see what we do. So we do have free will. It's not much free will. It's not much, but it's what we decide what little free will that we have, which is not much. Well, like if you want to go for like if you want to go deeper into all of this, um, without losing your mind, because this is not your normal. I mean, channeling is not normal, but it's going to get more bizarre here. And yeah, people are talking about spirit guides and crop circles and whatever, and you're like, I mean, and then you're all slowly like connected to other dimensions and other realities. Like you feel like you're actually there. And people are talking about spirit guides and whatever. Is like, okay, that's nice. I feel like I just transported into a tree, something like that. So that's the era. That's the place we're going into for certain individuals, for certain people, not everybody. But of course, I don't feel bad if you're not there because we got ways to go. Apparently, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's something kind of like Lord of the Rings type of reality, something like that. There's more to it than that, but yeah, there's a hidden war here. So let's see, feline energies. I mean, it helps. I mean, the human's kind of like a disguised feline, you can say. Like of course, we're all connected to these different alien beings, fish people, insectoids. But the war is still going on. If you have a feline war against canines, you're still fighting that war, but you're just human. You're not feline looking. Of course, you might feel like you have a connection to felines. Like some of the people we might be dealing with, like you can have a female feline that's has like all these canine relationships that weren't so great, or reptilian for that matter, just for example. And you wonder where that comes from. So it's like another, it's another way of looking at because we're in human form, we're not really seeing where we came from, what they're doing, something disrupting everything. But yeah, that's where we're coming more into. Of course, there's a lot of people that are reptilian connection. You can pretty much tell. There's a lot of troll people here, a lot of archon people here. The Watchers, let's see, what are they doing? They're not saying a whole lot because they're too busy watching. But yeah, all the planets are watching us, of course, have their opinions of us. But we are, yeah, unlocking a lot of Illuminati manipulations. But it's like, how far do you want to go? Let's see. It's just a slow process. People want to speed things up. It's just get ready for it to be very, very slow. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you gotta get used to it. It's like you get, you know, like I want to get out of my job and all that, but I gotta be patient with it. Like if you're patient with it, you will be rewarded. Of course, patience can take 10 years. So or longer than that, especially if you want alien disclosure. So look at this. So if you're working on alien disclosure, which many are, and you become more Agarthian, you feel like you're connecting more to nature, rabbits, I feel rabbits, or anything here. You're reconnecting to your power, so you can bring alien energies here. Yeah, become more aware of it. I mean, I've had this message before, but kind of modernize it a little bit. But yeah, I just feel like we're basically kind of integrating more with the Earth. We're not falling for all the archon manipulations, the news media, and all. Of course, like I said, people have been doing that for a long time, ignoring it. I mean, you might have done it, but see, if you disconnect from it, that sends an energy wave out there for others to be comfortable with letting it go, but not fall into more manipulation. As alternative news, it does the same thing. is just to like connect more to yourself. So you're putting that energy out there for others to connect to themselves. You don't have to go around telling people, just you're doing it already and the vibration's going out. So more of that will come. That's and it takes time. It takes years. It takes forever. But here we're I mean it's hard to say where things are gonna go. But we're just connecting more to the earth's energy so we can see what's here. Yeah, I would say expect anything. If you have like this, what's it, like an elf being flying up to you, all of a sudden, people are waiting for like reptilians to show up and all that, but you have a flying elf being that's just hovering above you, looking at you. It's like, what the hell am I getting myself into? Yeah, because we're just unlocking our reality and just they're not giving you the details of like how this why the world. I mean, it doesn't matter why the world is the way it is. I mean, like rock hard information. Obviously, they're keeping a lot of stuff back. They don't want us to know too much about ourselves. Like little pieces. Here's a little piece. Here's a little bit. Here's a little bit. It's just yeah. It's well, the big thing is just we're just so used to not knowing ourselves. And some people want to know it, but they want a quick version of it. And that's not how it works. I mean, you can ask through a channel. You can ask. They'll give you what they can, but if you're getting close to the answer, it's easier for that message to come to you. So like if you're not sure, like if you think you know why you're here and you say it, the channel a channel being can say, yeah, you're on right. You're on the right track with that. Let's put it that way. So but you have to like want the words. You want that, because there's a lot of words that are kept from us, but figuring yourself out is not the easiest. And then you open yourself up to other you know other realities, wherever it is that you're trying to dive into. Yeah, watchers obviously to one where the watchers are not saying a damn thing. They're just connected to other planets and they're just keeping themselves quiet. Flower people, obviously, they're just using like modeling and all that, using that to manipulate reality, celebrities. I mean, there's a good there somewhere. It's not all bad, but obviously it's used. But I mean, some swans are models, things like that. Some cats, of course, cats are nuts usually. But yeah, the cats. I still feel like the felines. Some felines have been dominant in our universe, or at least our galaxy, but I say our universe actually. I mean, why not? When you're like a superhuman feline, I mean, why not? Take on take on the world. Then they get defeated and their DNA gets taken, and then they got a superpowered half feline, half reptilian, and whatever else is out there. Anunnaki gets involved with it, and they make some kind of bizarre whatever they make out of that. So it just gets more complicated. But that's where we're going into more understanding all the layers that we're connected to, how we got here. Yeah, obviously we're here to heal the earth. We're here to integrate into it. Not that well, some people might feel like they turn into a tree, but I think some people might see themselves as plants, like a plant smoking itself. like some people have been marijuana in their past life too. So yeah, more of that's gonna become more of it's pretty funny though. So, all right, all right, blessings everyone, and yeah, the watchers. Well, I'm just putting their name out there. They'll show up whenever they feel like. Yeah. Like I said, I never used that word before, that term, watchers, but they're. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Just kind of keep it mysterious. Okay, all right, blessings.